All right, so it is the morning of the Dirty German 50 miler. It's about 6:42 right now. I woke up at 5:30. Got actually like about 6 hours of sleep, so a little bit are like around average of race day, just because nerves and all that jazz. I didn't get into the hotel until around like 10 or 10:30 last night, just because I had to work. So I had to work. Jumped in the car, packed everything up, drove here. It was about a 3.5 hour drive, and then went into the hotel, stuffed as much food in my face as possible. Well, not really. I kind of just ate till I was full. And then I woke up and, I still was pretty full. I know I always have, I always thought I was having issues with my stomach in the morning. But I noticed that I have, I actually still get nervous belly. So I was fake gagging, fake throwing up, and my stomach felt like I was gonna yak it up. But I guess it's just nervy tummy, which is pretty fucking funny, just because I haven't really gotten that, or I don't really ever get that. And I think the only time I used to get that was in the military, and these races still give me a little bit of nervy tummy. So I thought that was kind of funny. And I just realized what it was. I was always thinking that I was overstuffing myself for breakfast, but I ate a very simple breakfast today, just some rice and chicken. And then I'm just munching on some Doritos, just really quick carbs, simple carbs that will sit in the stomach and fill up that space and help, buffer all the gels that are going to be going in pretty soon. So had that. Already had my Red Bull about an hour out. I just got in the Red Bull just to see if it'll get any bowel movements moving before I start the race. But got that all taken care of, all those BMs taken care of, and now we're just waiting in the back of the car. It's a pretty good walk to the start. It's a pretty good walk to the start position. It's about a quarter mile because you have to park on the road because the little parking area is a little bit small. So it's going to be a fun walk after, which is fine. But I'm just going to consolidate everything into a bag, into one of my backpacks. So I have everything consolidated into one of my backpacks. And then I'll bring that to the start finish line. And that will be my mobile aid station. So just gonna get everything situated and then head over to the start finish section. It's a little chilly this morning, which is great. It's about 50 degrees and there's a nice breeze out. So gonna keep wearing this and my pants until right around the start time. And then I'll probably run in a tank top. The John G shorts, and then I'll be rocking the Raid LF 2-liter fanny pack with 2 bottles of water and a bunch of gels and a bunch of nutrition in there spread throughout. So, yeah, so my brain's just a little bit rattled right now. I'm still kind of waking up. I got to warm up the legs. I got to warm up the legs, get into race attire, which I'll probably do in the middle of the field, because I have my John G shorts and everything already. And then, yeah, it's good to go. I mean, yeah, I think that's basically it. Just munch on some Doritos for maybe 10 more minutes, and then I'll start heading to the start finish line. All right, let's get out there and let's get it. I got to the start finish line probably 30 minutes to 20 minutes before the race actually started. I was just kind of chilling in the van and getting ready. And then I found a giant tree right next to the start finish line. So I knew exactly where my bag would be when I came in from the first and second loop. Just in case the actual area started filling up with other crews and family and other spectators, whoever may be in the race, because there was actually quite a few people at that race. The 50 miler had about 110 people, and then there was a 25K and a 50K, I believe, and each one had 100 to 200 people in the race. So there's quite a few groups of people at the start finish line. So I wanted to make sure I had something very, very distinguishable that I could just, you know, hit that start finish line on each loop, see exactly where I needed to go, and run over to my bag and get what I needed to get. All right, so we are about 11.8 miles in, 1 hour 53 minutes, and yeah, just slowly moving up. It's a lot more single track than I expected, so taking it really slow. Definitely gonna have to train more on my trail speed because I'm sucking, but hey, we're getting the nutrition and the hydration in, so let's just keep moving down. So this was at 16.25 miles in. This was the end of the first loop, and I only remember to get video of this pit stop. And most of my pit stops were less than 2 minutes, and that's what I was really aiming for. Just run in, grab some stuff out of my bag, and then run out. The start finish line and the entire field was completely packed with people. There were so many people at this race, which was really cool to see. There's families, there's like all the spectators and a bunch of kids running around, a bunch of run clubs there. So it was super awesome to see. It was really lively environment, and they were playing like German music, which was super cool. So I ran in, got to my bag, and just started dumping out my gels. So for this first transition, I stuck with the Carbs Fuel, and then I also grabbed some of the GU Roctane to get a little bit of a caffeine hit. I took the caffeine hit probably like a couple miles into the second loop, so probably around like 20 miles to 24 miles in. I got in around 105 milligrams of caffeine, but really this pit stop went exactly how I wanted it to. It was super quick, it was super efficient. So efficient that I actually almost forgot my phone, and then I ended up running off. Let's go. All right, so we are 27.45 miles in, 4 hours, 41 minutes. Just taking it nice and slow, trying to keep my heart rate under 150, 155, and starting to heat up. So just kind of trying to stay on the nutrition and hydration. The stomach got a little wonky, so I gave myself a 30-minute break, and then I'll get back on it. So just have to watch that. I think I took in a little bit too much electrolytes because I'm not sweating as much, but it's starting to warm up, so trying to stack them up. But I keep going, dying. Legs are pretty heavy, but I need to develop my long run, get on trails more, so kind of expected because I've been on the treadmill and on the road, so we'll just work through this, use it as a super compensation freaking run, and then really work on trail specific stuff when we get back. So we are 34 miles in, 6 hours, 1 minute, and last loop, moving pretty slow. It's starting to heat up a lot, and I went and took a shit, and my legs were like quivering a little bit, so gonna have to stay up on the electrolytes and hydration, but I did forget my electrolyte cups, so gonna have to scrounge up what I can at the aid stations and try to keep pushing forward. But I'm not gonna try to do anything crazy, it's just a training run, so just gonna keep the heart rate around 150 and see how long it's gonna take to finish this thing. But gonna try to stay cool and get this thing over with. Then I have a 3-hour drive. All right, let's go. One thing that I really have to remember is running on the treadmill is a lot different than running outside, because I expected myself to be completely drenched in sweat, which just doesn't happen just because of like the air and like everything that's like constantly drying you off when you're actually running outside. So dropping my hydration was definitely a mistake. Thinking about it in retrospect, back in the studio, I definitely should have stayed on my hydration and forced myself to drink as much water as possible, because as you'll tell on this last clip, man, I started pissing like when I actually got done with the race, I pissed and it was super dark. So I was definitely dehydrated and I needed to stay on the electrolytes. So that's going to be one big focus on the training leading up to the 100 miler in like 3 weeks, because this next race is going to be even hotter, and hydration is going to be super important. All right, we are 41 miles in, 41.75, 7 hours, 27 minutes. Definitely slowing down. Man, I'm starting to cook. But getting in nutrition, I changed to the Precision 90s, and I've just been gulping one down every hour. So 90 grams of carbs every hour. And then about maybe like a bottle and a half every 45 minutes. So it kind of dropped the fluid intake just because I was getting a lot of stomach distress. So my stomach seems to be a little bit easier with just like taking 90 grams all to the head at once. So I'm just gonna stick with that till the race is over. But still moving pretty good. And yeah. So during the race, I made sure that I kept all my empties so then I can count up exactly how many carbs that I actually got during the race. Sometimes it seems like I like to lie to myself and say that I get more calories than I thought. And this was actually pretty telling. I mean, I could bump up these numbers quite a bit, but I stayed with my plan pretty well. So I am pretty excited about that. So what I ended up taking was 7 of these Carbs Fuels. That ended up being 350 grams of carbs. I got in 3 of these Precision 90s, which ended up being 270 grams of carbs, 3 of the GU Roctanes, and this was mainly for caffeine. That was 63 grams of carbs with 105 milligrams of caffeine. And then I got some Trail Magic. This was just sitting on the trail randomly, and I picked it up. It was a Maurten 100 with 100 milligrams of caffeine and 25 grams of carbs. So in total, I got in 708 grams of carbs in about 8.5 hours of fueling, and 205 milligrams of caffeine. That equates to around 83 grams of carbs per hour. So I could definitely bump that up a little bit, probably add in like 20 to 40, maybe just like a gel an hour more. And that will probably come from adding in some of the sports nutrition in my bottles. And then I'll be perfectly around that like 100 to 120 grams of carbs every hour. So if I take this into account, basically I had 3 iterations of 30 minutes where I didn't fuel. And if I did add in those gels that I would have taken in, it would have been basically exactly where I wanted to be, around that 90 to 100 grams of carbs every hour. Now, the thing that I'm definitely going to have to work on is, once again, the hydration, making sure that I'm staying on that clean water hydration, just like pumping it into the system, and not forgetting my freaking electrolytes, because I think that really affected those like last 20 miles because my legs started feeling super heavy. All right, we are done. So it ended up being 8 hours, around 24 minutes. I'll have to post the... Whoa. This lady almost just got hit behind me. Jesus. So it was 8 hours, 24 minutes. I pushed the last like 2 miles, which was good. I really wanted to get that under my legs. And I think the main thing that I need to really work on is leg strength, or like just strength in general, and efficiency. So yeah, efficiency on the trail. So I got it locked down, or I got a pretty good lockdown on the road and on the treadmill. And now I can start transferring it over to the trails. I think that, or I know that because around like mile 32, when I started really getting tired, like my cadence went super low and my cardio was fine. I didn't have like the decoupling or anything like that, but my legs were super freaking tired and it wasn't getting rid of the lactate, but my heart rate was like 140. So the cardio is good. The endurance is good. And now I just have to start developing my running legs or my trail legs because, with everything going on, what I was bitching about earlier on the last, or like a couple videos ago, just like 2 years of bullshit. I haven't got on the trails. Sorry. I haven't been able to get on the trails much, but I did get the cardio, and that's it. It was exactly that. Like, cardio was there, the legs weren't. But it's really good news because I know exactly what I need to work on. And then the fueling was pretty good. It did get a little bit spicy. I was taking Carbs Fuel every 30 minutes, and that's 50 grams. And it seems like my body likes a big dump of like carbs all at once, and then clean water and electrolytes. So that worked out really well. I need to stay on my hydration plan and stay on my hydration. So I really, dying. I really have to work on that. Just like running with like 4 liters or 5 liters of freaking fluid in my stomach, because I did it for like 3 or 4 hours and I was fine for like 3 or 4 hours. But after 5 hours, man, it just felt pretty uncomfortable. Like, keep putting in all that water, and I need it. I took a piss and it was pretty freaking dark. So I need to definitely work on the hydration in those later hours. And that means I'll probably have to start doing a little bit longer long runs, and at least a little bit longer long runs, or do my long runs like in the heat. The heat was all right. It was probably around like 70, 75. And I was like spraying water all over myself on the third and second loop. And that really helped. So, that topical cooling really helped. And at least like 80% of my hydration, because I pretty much did like 80% of my hydration like plan, worked really well. And then when my stomach was starting to get a little bit queasy or a little bit weird, I just backed off for 30 minutes. And then I went back at it, and that really helped. I had to do 2 to 3 iterations where I just like backed off. But 30 minutes or missing a gel, it's not really going to hurt you too bad. Throwing up all over the trail and throwing up all the rest of your gels, now that's going to really hurt you, and all that hydration and all that shit. I would rather just like back off for a little bit. And that, that really helped. Another thing that I'm going to have to figure out is this pollen, man. Like, I'm like almost having a fucking asthma attack right now. And I don't know if I have to like get allergy shots or what. I've been taking like 2 types of fucking allergy medicine, and it just doesn't help. This area isn't even bad. Like, we're in Philadelphia right now, and I think only the tree pollen was high, and that's it. In Maryland and Virginia, it's like tree pollen, freaking ragweed, like grass pollen, all high. So it is like a murder fest every time I run out there. So I'm gonna have to figure out this pollen, because I'm not getting enough oxygen. I don't think I'm getting enough oxygen after 4 hours of being outside because of my lungs. It just feels like they're like squeezing. So I'm gonna have to figure out something with the pollen, and definitely work on the strength. So that means speed workouts, getting out on trails, hill repeats, uphill treadmill, and then also I'm going to start hitting the weights again. And I'm pretty excited about hitting the weights again. So that's the plan. That's what I learned from this race. Really good race. 50-mile PR. I guess I got like second place in my age group, and I got a cuckoo clock, which is fucking sweet. Look at that. Fucking cuckoo clock, bro. Oh, it's a thermometer too, and I needed a freaking thermometer. I need a thermometer for my freaking basement. Sweet. Hell yeah. 30 to 39 is my age group apparently. Sweet. Oh, well that's sweet. Oh. This race is fucking awesome, actually. I got a fucking cuckoo clock. Alright, so I'm going to take a little whore bath with some baby wipes, change up, and then I have a 3 fucking hour drive. about 2.5, 3 hour. Hopefully traffic's not bad. So I might do a little bit of outro. No, you know what? Fuck this. Let's have this as the outro. You know, things. This is something that I've been struggling with because I have a stupid brain, and like when I get into something, I really freaking get into it. And I look at pros and I look at semi-pros and I look at people running, and I'm just like, I want to do that. I want to race. I want to freaking, push it super hard. But I don't think I'm going to try to start thinking that way anymore, because comparison is a thief of joy. And I just have to be happy with what I'm doing and what I have. And we're out here freaking running 50 miles in the goddamn woods. I have a beautiful family and I have all this shit, and, comparing and trying to get to that crazy level is just, I think it's just a lost cause. And I really want to get back into just enjoying myself and having fun. And honestly, in pushing myself to the very limit, that's when I fucking enjoy myself. So it's basically going to be the same fucking thing. I'm still going to be crushing the miles. I'm still going to be running these. I'm still going to be trying to do the best I fucking possibly can, but I'm not going to compare myself to other people and look at other people and see how they're running and want to run how they want to run. I want to be the best runner that I can fucking be. And I want to be the best lifter I can be. I want to be the best father I can be. And I just want to enjoy the fucking moment. And I think that will bring a lot more joy in these runs, because man, when I first started running this trail, I was kind of poopy, I was kind of getting down on myself. And then I'm like, fuck that, man. This is fucking dope. I made it through the military, 4 deployments, I went to college, we moved all around, we jumped from job to job to job, all this crazy fucking shit is going on. But we have to fucking enjoy it. We have to have pride in our country. We have to have pride in ourselves. We have to have pride in whatever the fuck we're doing, because that is what's gonna make us fucking great. And that's all that fucking matters, is being the best that you can fucking be. And I'm sorry, this is getting a little sappy, so I'll just leave it at that. But really, all you need to do is go out there and make sure that you're continuing to chip away with a fucking smile on your face and talk nice to yourself. I gotta fucking talk nice to my goddamn self. But let's get out there. Let's fucking crush it. Let's go fucking sign up for stupid fucking races. Let's go do some fucking crazy ass training. Let's go fucking be the best we can motherfucking be. Let's go out there, become an average savage. Let's fucking go. Let's get it.